Pistol mounted optics are, I won't say they're the rage, but they really seem to be catching on. Just the last few years, they've really taken off. Everybody's putting an optic on their carry gun, range gun, of course. That certainly started out in competition years ago, but they have really caught on for even law enforcement. When I was working, it was strictly factory iron sights. Now, if you don't have a dot on your gun, you're way, way, way behind the power curve. But even carry guns, like this P365, I've been real happy with this 365XL. And even happier now that I have the new Osight SE model. And there's a lot to like about this. It's been to the range a couple of times, and it's working well for me. And one thing I've been really impressed about, I'll talk to you about here in just a minute. But some basics on the optic, and then we'll get into the gun and what I did with it. So this is the SE. Now they've had the SE in red with a red dot, that is. This is the green dot, a little bit different than the red dot. This is a 6 MOA green dot as opposed to the red, which is a 2 MOA with the option of a 32 MOA circle, etc. You can switch between 3 different reticles. But this is strictly a 6 MOA green dot, and it is not switchable to the circle dot, etc. But that's okay. The green seems to work well for me. I have a significant astigmatism, and the green just seems to pick up better for my eyes. Enclosed emitter, which I really like about it. That means that there's glass on the back as well as glass on the back. Oh, by the way, for the safety folks, nothing in the magazine and no round in the chamber. So this gun is safe. I'm going to keep the magazine in just because the way this magazine and the Wilson grip module fit on this 365XL make it a really nice gun. Anyway, enclosed emitter, aspherical lens, side load 1620 battery. So you just pop the screw, pull out the tray, switch the battery, so you don't have to take the optic off the gun, which is a really nice feature. 1620 is a decent length. Now they claim with the red dot on position 3 or whatever, they claim 75,000 hours of runtime or battery life, because it does have a 3-minute auto off and what some people would call the shake awake or the instant on technology. The emitter itself being fully enclosed, this is a waterproof down to 1 meter. Direct mount. You can see there's no mounting plate on the 365XL here, so it's direct mount to the RMSC footprint. It has 8 day settings plus 8 daylight settings plus 2 night vision settings. The adjustments on this for elevation, and it is marked and just barely audible clicks, and also for windage on the side, they're 1 MOA adjustments, and it does do a fairly good job of lower third coaxing just barely with the front sight. And I haven't shot this yet with just the irons, but in past experience with Osights, this does co-witness fairly accurately. So a while back I tested the Osight S, which is essentially the same thing, although this one you can see is a red dot, not a green dot, and this one is rechargeable. A lot of people say they don't want to have to recharge their battery. Well, you know, it's real simple. You put the charger on, it tells you the state of the charge of the battery that's in there. Take it off and it'll tell you the state of the charge in the charging device itself. I have not had any issues recharging this optic. Now the reason I'm bringing it out, because again, Osight, same thing, basically the same design. The housing is the same, enclosed emitter. You can just see the difference between the green and red. If I can get it to show up here. There we go. So again, they're the same. Now this does not have a removable battery because it is rechargeable, whereas this one has that 1620 battery. All right, first session of the range. Here's what really impressed me. I mounted this to the gun. I didn't make any adjustments. I saw that it was a fairly decent co-witness to start with. And I'm going to roll some footage in here. My very first shots on the range, I had a bowling pin target set up with a 4-inch circle at 15 yards. And you can see where the first 2 shots went. In fact, you can see where they all went. I did have to tweak it just a little bit when I ran the target down to the end of the range, which on the Ann Arbor Arms Tac Bay is just over 23 yards. I did have to tweak it just a little bit to the left, but out of the box, this thing was really right on. It was certainly defensive accurate, and it stayed accurate through everything we put it through on the range, shooting at a variety of targets, including running the intermediate drill on the action target system. So it has worked very, very well. Again, I've been impressed. I've got several Osight optics now, and they're kind of new to the market, but man, they've been holding up well. And oh, what I didn't talk about, I need to. All right, let's put the gun aside for just a minute. I like how these things are packaged. Again, you can see this is the SE, 6 MOA green dot, RMSC footprint. In the box, nice sturdy box by the way. Installation instructions, and it also tells you for the 4 different screws that are included, which we'll get to in a minute. It tells you the torque settings for those screws. And on the flip side of that, it gives you a zeroing or sighting in chart. And it also comes with a decal like that. And once we get inside, user manual. On the back side of that is also their safety stuff, several pages. A lens cloth, which I like. And here's what's always impressed me about Osight, is what comes in this box. You got an adjustment tool as well as mounting tool. So it's got the Torx on one end, adjustment on the other. You can use this to pop the battery tray out. And since the battery tray screws are not captive, I can get this open here without messing it up too bad. There are 2 extra battery tray screws. That is nice. Just again, there's they thought of everything that I would want in an optic, including screws. You've got 6x32s here, M4s there. You got 2 different lengths. 6x40, again, 2 different lengths, and it shows on the outside what the lengths are. And M3, which is what I used on here. I actually took it out of a different Osight box, but 2 different lengths. So you really have 7 different screw options, and they don't give you just 2 screws to mount your optic. They give you a spare just in case. I don't, well, do any other manufacturers do that? I don't know. I haven't found any that are as comprehensive as that. In a nicely padded box, and you can see there's no optic in there because the optic is on my 365XL. So a lot of value for what you're getting. So Osight's Black Friday sale starts as this video is coming out on Friday the 14th. And there will be discounts on a number of the Osight as well as Olight packages. Osight is just a division of the Olight company. And you can also see a couple of things different on my 365XL here. It has the extended slide release in the video. You can see where the slide never stayed back after the last shot, after the magazine was empty. And that's because I shoot like a 1911, just the tip of my thumb. I love this extended slide stop lever or slide release, but when I shoot it high and I run my thumb on top of the safety, by the way, I've done another video on the extended safety. Actually, I think I've got that coming up yet. But extended slide stop lever I like, and you can see that the slightly curved trigger doesn't give you any necessarily a lighter pull. I've done a video on that too, but it just makes it feel a whole lot better by having that slightly curved trigger. I can make this, Armory Craft makes that also in a straight trigger. And if you want to help out the channel, you can go to Armory Craft and use the code RIDER5 to get a discount on anything that you purchase at Armory Craft. All right, so the Osight SE just coming out and has that green dot. I really like the green dot. 6 MOA is what I want for a combat type sight, and I'm sure a lot of people want the 2 MOA for precision. I haven't had any problem with precision on what I've done with the 6. So far it's working okay. All right, thanks for stopping in and joining me while we take a look at the Osight SE 6 MOA green dot. Ann Arbor Arms intermediate pistol program. We're going to do it with the 365XL with the Osight SE with a green dot on it. Got our IDPA target up. It's going to go down to 15, 20, and 30 feet. It's going to have 3 exposures per cycle, 3 exposure, 3 second exposure. Let's just see how the tees. We don't know what between shots. We're going to find out. And start the. Only 8 of them in there. All right, I think I can live with that.